Hey friends, so now last week a friend of mine called me and asked, "Hey Baraa, I want to become a data analyst and I want to learn SQL. But the thing is, you have 30 hours SQL course. Can you make it somehow shorter for me?" The thing is, I worked in many companies, in many projects, and I wear many hats. So in the same project, I do data engineering, data analytics, BI, and maybe ETL developer, and some data science. And I can tell you in all those roles, I needed SQL. So that means I shared everything that I know about SQL from the 17 years in the industry, and this is why I spent around 2 years just building the course. But to be honest, it's worth every minute and I think you enjoyed it. So now my recommendation is like this. If you have time and you want to learn everything and master SQL, then go with the 30 hours course, and of course practice more than consuming, because SQL is one of the most important skill in any data role. It is just #1 skill that you have to learn.
Thank you, Dwight.
But if you are like my friend and you don't have time and you want only to focus on the topics that are really necessary for data analysts, then I'm gonna go and cut for you the course into half and only tailor it for analytics topics. This is exactly what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna show you how to learn SQL as a data analyst. Okay, so again, what is a data analyst? From one side, you have business users like managers, stakeholders, project leads, and they're gonna ask you business questions. And from the other side, you have the company's data. Now you're gonna use the data in order to answer those business questions. And since usually the data is inside the databases, you're gonna use SQL to do that. Now, typically the process of doing data analysis involve the following steps. The first phase is exploring the data. We call it EDA. So before answering any business questions or doing any analysis, we have first to understand our data. We have to understand the content. So you're going to explore the tables, the columns, and understand what they means. Once you understand the data, you're going to move to the second phase, the preparations. Now the shape of the data and the content of the data usually are not ready for analysis. Usually they are messy and spread around, and they have a lot of missing values and the data quality is low. So you have to do a lot of things like combining the tables together. And usually we don't need all the data. So that means we have to focus on a subset of the data. That means we have to filter our data, and then you start doing a lot of data transformations, like changing the data type, dealing with the missing values, maybe applying some business rules and standards. Now, once everything is prepared and our dataset is clean, we go to the final phase where we analyze our data. And now, since the final answers are usually numbers, not the whole dataset, so we have to do some data aggregations to press the data into few numbers. We have to compare the data to do segmentations, maybe doing ranking. So all analytical techniques in order to answer the business question. So my friends, this is the whole process that usually you do as a data analyst, and you can do the whole thing using SQL. So those are the three phases. We explore the data to understand it. We prepare the data to improve the quality of the data and make it trustable. And then the last phase, we analyze it to answer the questions. And by looking to this, I can tell you the second phase, the preparation, is the most time consuming, because in industry and real projects, usually the datasets has really bad quality and you're gonna spend a lot of time preparing things. So my friends, this is the big picture, and now I'm gonna show you the detailed roadmap that you have to follow to learn SQL for data analyst. Let's go. Okay, so now this is the whole roadmap to learn SQL for data analytics, and I split it into two phases. The first phase is the basic level of SQL on the left side, and on the right side we have the advanced level in SQL. So now the first thing that you have to learn is an introduction about SQL. So some theory like what is SQL, why you learn it, what are databases and the different types that we have. So just theory before you start writing any SQL. Now the first thing that you have to learn is how to query your data. So you have to learn all the basic component of the select statements. And here we have a lot of clauses like the select, from, where, order by, group by. And what is very important to understand is how SQL executed. So in which order SQL execute those components inside the select statements. Once you understand it, then you can write correct queries. So this is the most fundamental thing that you do in SQL. Now we're going to talk about data preparations. The first thing that you have to learn is how to filter your data. So what this exactly means. Now in real projects, you as a data analyst, you're going to end up working with very large data sets, very big tables, and your job is to answer specific business questions. And for that, my friends, we usually don't need all the rows, everything from the table. We just want to focus on a subset of the data. Like for example, you are analyzing the sales for the last month, or you are analyzing only the active customers, or the orders from a specific country. So as you can see, all those include some specifications. So instead of analyzing everything, you're gonna narrow the scope, and this is exactly what data filtering is. It means we select only the rows that matters for your analysis. And in SQL, we have a lot of tools to do data filtering. And of course, to do filtering, we need tools. So in SQL, we have a lot of operators that's gonna help us with that. We have the comparison operators like the equal, not equal, greater than, less than. We have the logical operators, the and, or, and not. And we have some advanced operators like the between, the in, and as well the like. So if you learn all those tools and operators, you can filter and focus to any subset of data. And now, my friends, if you don't know already, I have the full mastery of SQL, the 30 hours completely for free in YouTube.
Get your free pancakes.
You can check it out. So now, once you learned all the operators that you have in order to do data filtering, then we're gonna go to the second step that we usually do in data preparations, which is the most important one, the data transformation and data cleaning. So what this exactly means. In real projects, I never found scenario where the data is clean. So everything is messed up. The text values are inconsistent. The numbers are stored as string values. There are weird things inside the dates. Missing values are everywhere. So that means the data quality is really bad. And if you go and analyze the data like this, your result gonna be for sure wrong, even if you write the SQL query correctly. So as a data analyst, you cannot analyze immediately. First, you must clean and prepare the data. And of course, SQL gonna gives us enough tools and functions in order to do that. So we have the string, the number, and the date functions. We have functions that can handle the missing values, the nulls, and as well we have a case statements in order to build standards in our data. Those tools and functions are very important to understand and to learn in order to clean up and transform your messy data into something that is ready for analysis. So now, once you learned all those functions, you have enough tools to do data transformations and cleaning. And I can say with that you have covered all the basics about SQL. Now we're gonna go to the advanced level, and to the third tool in order to do data preparations, you have to learn how to combine the data. So what this exactly means. Now in real projects, the company's data is almost never stored in one single table. Instead, the data is spread across multiple tables. In some scenarios, hundreds or thousands of tables. Like for example, the customer's data in table called customers, another one called orders, and products. And now the thing is, the business questions that you get almost always involve more than one table. So for example, how many customers bought which products? And another question maybe which category performed the best last month? What are the top products by total sales? So as you can see, the questions involved more than one table. And now in order to answer them, you cannot go and write one single query for each table and then go and combine somehow the result. Instead, we're going to put everything in one single query, and in this query you will be selecting data from different tables. But now, in order to do that, in SQL first you have to connect the table or combine them. And in SQL we have like two different methods, either using the set operators, like for example the union and union all, or you can use SQL joins, like the left join or the right join. So that means, my friends, you have to learn all those methods on how to combine data from multiple tables before doing any analysis in order to answer the business questions. And to be honest, most of my queries that I do involves always combining data. So this is very essential and important one, and at the same time this is one of the most confusing topics for beginners. Alright, so now after you learned how to combine your data, with that you have learned all the techniques in order to prepare the data. So now finally we can go to the phase where we start analyzing our data, and for that you have to learn how to aggregate it. So now, of course, what that aggregation means. Now, so far as you saw in our tables, everything is stored row by row. So one row for each order, one row for each customer. But the thing is, the business questions that you're gonna get is rarely about one single thing. So nobody gonna ask you as a data analyst, what happens to this one order? Or give me the data about one specific customer. This is something very operational, and maybe a database specialist gonna answer those questions. But the business questions always like this. How many orders are placed? How much revenue did we generate? Who are the top 10 customers by the total sales? So So all those questions requires you to do data aggregations. That means you need to compress thousands of rows into numbers that people can actually understand and answer as well those questions. And of course, SQL gonna gives you enough tools and functions to do this job. Like for example, the very basic aggregate functions. We have the count, the sum, average, min, max. Those are the foundations to do any aggregations. And then there are advanced tools called the window functions. They are extremely powerful and flexible that can help you to answer any advanced business question. And this is really the one concept that I can think of that each data analyst must master. Alright, so now after you learned how to aggregate the data using the very important window functions, you have to learn two important concepts in SQL, the subqueries and the CTE. So now, of course, the question is why you have to learn them? Well, the thing is, as the project grow and as the business questions gets more complicated, what's gonna happen? Of course, your query gonna get longer and longer and get complicated. So it's gonna be really hard for you or for your colleagues to read, to understand, and to maintain it and change stuff inside it. And that usually happens because logic gets repeated inside the queries. And this is where many data analysts struggle, not because SQL is hard to read or to understand. It is just because your query is very big and poorly structured. And that's why in SQL we have two concepts that's gonna help us to bring some structure to our SQL query. We have the subquery and the CTE. It's gonna break your complex query into smaller, readable, manageable steps instead of having everything in one block. And as well, you reduce the size of your query and it's gonna be easy to maintain. And we call this modularity of our code. So now I'm gonna say after those two advanced concepts, you have learned all the skills and concepts in SQL for data analytics. And actually, you don't need more than that. Now the next step is very crucial. You have now to go and combine all those puzzles and put everything that you have learned in projects. And to be honest, here the actual fun and learning can happen. So one of the very famous projects that we do as data analyst, the EDA Projects. So what this means? Now in real projects, this happens a lot as a data analyst. You're gonna be introduced to new data sets and someone from the business is gonna ask you a question. Now before jumping immediately to the new data and start answering the question, you have to calm down and take a pre-step in order to understand first the data. So that means you have to explore the content of this new data set by doing few analyses to get yourself familiar with the data. And this activity, we call it exploratory data analysis, EDA. So that means you have to start checking some basics, like how big the data sets, what the columns means, whether we have any missing values. Then you start doing some basic stuff like grouping up by time, by regions, by products, and all those activities maybe has nothing to do yet with the real business question. You are just exploring it. So as you can see, those basic activities gonna get you closer to the data and it gonna protect you from any wrong conclusions that you give as an answer. So you're gonna close the doors, deep dive into the data, explore it, and only then start answering the business questions that is related to this data sets. And this is exactly what we mean with EDA and why you as a data analyst, you have to master it. So now my friend, after you do 1 or 2 EDA projects, with that you have actually learned SQL to do data analytics. So if you learn all those stuff, you are actually job ready to do any analytical project using SQL in the industry. If you like my content and you would like to support me to make more free stuff, then support the channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting to reach nice people like you. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.